Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for another episode of the Legion of Raw. I'm here with Vince Russo, and we are reviewing the go-home show of Wrestlepalooza. Vince Russo, how are you, my man?
What is going on, Doctor? How are you, my friend?
I'm well now, man, since the Raw is over. So let's talk about Raw. Let's dig right into it. Where are you at? Just go home show to Wrestlepalooza, my friend.
Let's see if we can name. Let's see if we could lay out the card.
Yep.
Brock Cena.
Yep. Drew, Cody,
Seth, Becky,
Punk, AJ,
Drew, Cody, IYO SKY, Valcor.
Yeah. And the Usos against Bronson and Braun.
Is that it? 5 matches?
As far as I know. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. That's it, man. That's it. ESPN special, baby. They've got the best of the best with these 5 matches, man.
So Lollapalooza is on the ESPN app, correct?
Yes, it is.
So if I want to watch that, I've got to pay for it.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Simply for the app, it's $30. However,
$30 a month?
It is. But if you have a VPN, ladies and gentlemen, yes, indeed. You can just watch it on that place. Per Stephanie McMahon, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Steph. So let's talk about the go home show. We start off with John Cena. It's about a couple hours away from his hometown, so he goes over to Springfield, home turf ish. Cuts a promo, says the family was there, and so that's that. That's a Cena promo. Cena, Cena always knows how to deliver good promos, man. What do you think about this segment?
Yeah, again, tonight's show is, I tell you guys this story all the time when, like when we were in creative meetings and Dutch would say, the angle's already shot. This is just maintenance. I hated that, bro, because maintenance means you don't need to see it. If the angle's already shot and you're just maintaining it, then nothing's going to happen. So I hate that. We had a lot of this today, bro. I mean, you had the promo with Cena, which was a big fat nothing burger. Then you had the mixed tag. You had them 4 in the ring talking forever with one move of heat. Yeah. Then they did the flip flop with LA Knight and Jey. They did the flip flop of what they did last week. Man, bro, this is really like this. The IYO SKY Asuka has been going on now for 3 months.
Yeah,
this is just the absolutely easiest booking they can possibly do.
Vince, I mean, you just wrapped that up in a matter of 2 minutes, and we're paid to talk for an hour, so I really don't know what else we
could talk about this for an hour.
All right.
I did not realize this. Okay, one of the announcers referred to IYO SKY as the genius of the sky.
Yes, that's her moniker.
What does that mean?
Do we know what any of the monikers mean?
But this one, is so genius of the sky. What does that even mean?
I think her finisher's a moonsault, so she likes to fly and she does moonsaults and she does those crazy spots doing the cage matches nowadays. She just jumps off the top of the cage, and so that's what she does. She's the genius of the sky, Vince.
And another one of my favorites is getting to be Rosie Perez is the prodigy, but we have no idea. Yes. We have no idea why.
That's correct. Yes.
That has never been explained to us. We don't know who she's the prodigy of.
Yes, have no clue.
She's just the prodigy, man.
Yes, she's just the prodigy. Yes, he doesn't. We don't know who the prodigy she is. That's that, Yep. So what other we have the Empress of Tomorrow, right? With
I'm going to put something over.
All right, let's do it.
As ridiculous as this Bayley character is going to be, as bad as this is going to be, she's really committed to the bit and she's really trying. She went above and beyond and over the top to try to get this over. But, you know, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just watching this and it's just like very, very, very silly. But she is trying to get it over. So, I mean, I'm going to give her credit for trying to get it over.
You know, it's interesting that you said that, Vince, because, you know, we had this conversation before, like, hey, you know, I was like, maybe there's a side that we never saw, you know, I mean, that she's been spending some time with, really committing to the bit, so to speak. And I saw this and I said, you know what? This is slightly different than we've seen before. You know what I mean? So I got to give her at least an effort. I got to give her effort points for saying, hey, I'll commit to this kind of multiple personality type of bit that she's doing now. Still don't know the payoff to this. I mean, even if it's a heel turn against Lyra, who cares? But at the same time, at least she's giving it a step above what we usually see. So, you know, I'll give her that for sure. Yeah. So we get Lyra Valkyria as the first segment after Cena defeating Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Tax. Bayley makes save. She's definitely going. She's definitely going over the top, you know, with the hugs and things like that. The criticism I have about this, though, and I said this, you know, to you before, as far as like, if you're going to give it your all, give it your all. I don't understand why Bayley doesn't go back to the hugger gimmick. She should come out. I think that she should come out in two different gimmicks at a random time. She has, if the voices in her head are the hugger gimmick and the role model, she should just randomly come out to that gimmick at any given week. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what she should do. I've interviewed Bayley before, and I asked her about the hugger gimmick. I said, will we ever get that? She said, no, not a chance, not a chance. And she said something about, you know, why bring up something back. But there's been so much of Bayley that's been just kind of in purgatory and has that feel to her. I mean, that the hugger thing was her bread and butter for so long. I like the fact that she's doing hugger and role model because it's something different, but don't be in the middle and then you just have like a thought of something. Give us a certain gimmick per week. And that, to me, I would be very interested in that. Because if it's about Lyra doesn't know what version of Bayley to expect per week versus just voices in her head. I think just go the extra mile with that, in my opinion. What do you think, Vince?
I think you're going to see exactly what you saw tonight. I think she's going to come out role model, heel Bayley.
Yeah.
Then she's going to hear the Randy Orton voices in her head, and then she's going to start hugging everybody. I just think that's what you're going to see. I think that's going to be the blueprint until it gets old. You know what I mean?
I agree. That's what we're going to see. But I think the extra mile, we should get that as far as Bayley. But like you said, I agree. This is probably all we're going to see. We get Adam Pearce and EO and Stephanie Vaquero doing their contract stuff backstage. Another week of Asuka interrupting. Now she's got something going on in her face. I'm not sure what that is.
God, this has been good. Those backstage well, again, God, guys, it's just hysterical because the backstage vignettes with these three, it's been like 6 weeks now.
Yes.
This is like the fourth week in a row where we have just seen Rhea Ripley in the back.
Yes.
In literally a 30-second, like 4 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, you know, why don't you just have something? If she's the heir apparent of being in the title run or title hunt again, why don't you have someone feuding against her that she can get some heat from? I mean, that she can, you know, get some steam from, instead of continue to be backstage every single week. being involved in this Kabuki Warrior stuff? How is that helping her stock value? Just kind of sitting there waiting in the shadows. In your booking style, if Austin's waiting for a title hunt, there's someone there to derail him. And that's the point of keeping that person present and having, that angle, even if it's for a few weeks, for a month or so, to derail Austin away from the title hunt. You either chasing it, you either have it, or you either got derailed by someone who's caused you to get away from it for a second. Derailing someone from the chase isn't them continue to appear backstage on Raw every single week. That's not derailing. That doesn't help someone's stock value.
And then it's funny, bro, because when they did the little piece of business in the ring with Vakir and this, that, and the other thing, and then Asuka went out and all that stuff, they were chanting "Mommy," even though she didn't fit there. It would have made no sense. But they're still chanting her name because they want to see her.
Yes.
And I don't understand. Like, I don't know why we don't have anything for this woman. I don't understand that.
I don't get it either, man. We have LA Knight talking to Jimmy Uso. Jimmy declines. By the way, fill up the chat, the super chat, because this might be a short one this week. Fill it up. Let's do some Q&A, because we're just rolling through this card leading into Wrestlepalooza. LA Knight talks to Jimmy Uso. Jimmy declines as far as just trying to find a partner. Adam Pearce told him to find a partner for the night. Penta's still in the New Day and Grayson Waller mix, caught up in that way. Defeats Kofi Kingston. What you say on that, Vince?
Guys, listen. They've given us nothing to talk about. Okay, it's a John Cena promo. That's all it is. Nothing happens in the John Cena promo. How are we supposed to discuss the John Cena promo? Then we got Velcro and Rosie Perez, who is a prodigy. We don't know whose prodigy she is. That's never been explained. So we have that. The Jimmy, LA Knight, and Jey Uso is supposed to be the thread throughout the show.
Yeah.
I can't possibly imagine anybody cares if Jimmy Uso is or isn't going to team with LA Knight. Like, seriously, who cares? Like, if he says no, he says no. If he says yes, he says yes. I mean, there's no investment in this. Nothing. And this is supposed to be the thread or the hook throughout the show, but do we really care if Jimmy says yes or no?
The thing is, Vince, every time you say we, you say a very select few of we compared to the current pro wrestling crowd. They care about whatever you put on the table for them to eat. I mean, so that's basically what their diet is. Whatever you put on the table for them to eat, they're going to chomp it up. It's funny, man. For some odd reason on Facebook, I get reels of dogs eating human food. You know what I mean? Like, there's like human chefs, like, really, and the food is amazing, by the way. It looks amazing. And so you have like a chef who has like dogs. There's one who has like 3 dogs, and he'll just like make a really nice plate and a really nice meal for them. And he'll just feed it to the dogs. And there's another reel that comes up, and it's just like oftentimes like raw food, like sushi and just stuff like that. There was some cooked chicken, like rotisserie, and they're just feeding the food to the dogs, and they're just eating it. Whatever's on the plate, they'll eat it. They'll lick it up and they'll eat it. And so that is very similar to what the fans are compared to what the WWE gets them. He just puts it on the plate, feeds them, and they eat it. I mean, and you saw it with the chants today. You see it with just the level of support that they have. They don't challenge, the writers to do better, to do, to elevate, their craft, to elevate their creativity. They don't challenge. There's no challenge. You know what I mean? Because they spent all the money getting themselves in debt, buying the tickets for Wrestlepalooza. So just like you said, Vince, per our good friend Dutch Mantel, this is maintenance phase.
That's all it is. Then, bro, you get to this Becky and Seth and Punk and AJ Lee, and bro, they're just not Punk, but the other three are just so over the top. I mean, Becky and Seth come across as clowns. They come across as clowns. Bro, Chris, think about who had the most wildest, over-the-top personality, dressed the part. Think of that, but yet never came across as a clown. Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Randy Savage had the outfits, the woo, the
pomp and
voice,
circumstance,
the whole 9 yards. Yeah. But Randy Savage never came across as a clown.
Yeah, he still was a tough guy.
These two come across as freaking clowns, man. They just come across as clowns. Like they come across like they're trying to be funny. First of all, you guys are heels. You're not supposed to be trying to be funny, bro. I think of Piper. Think of Piper, bro. When the problem is, Chris, and we talk about this all the time, they just can't cut these promos like normal people. They've got to be so over the top and so animated, and that's what makes it look really, really, really silly, stupid, and phony. I don't understand that. You want to be a heel or you want to be a comedian? Which one do you want to be? Heels cannot be comedians. Heels need to be heels, bro.
Heels. Yeah. They need to generate heat. And, if you're not really generating heat, if you always, are having people sing your song and just simply telling people to shut up, all the time. Yes, that's going to get cheap heat, and that's something at least. But at the same time, it's that type of heat that people just are tired of hearing from you. You know what I mean? That's not really good, solid heat. That's more like go away, shut up heat. You know what I mean? And so that's not really the heat you're trying to generate. You want people to really hate you, because the point of heat for a heel is to pass that on to the babyface when they beat you. That's the point. That's the 101 playbook of professional wrestling. Right. But the problem is, we see nowadays a lot of these characters are dragging these segments there because they're expecting the same type of attention span from like 1990, 35 years later, and you don't have the same attention span with these.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Chris. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, we have the Usos talking backstage. Face Off, we just talked about that. Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, CM Punk, AJ Lee. Did you time this segment at all?
No.
Well, how much do you think it lasts? Anybody in the SK Nation?
I would say 12 minutes.
All right, that's your guess. SK Nation, anybody time this segment? And I'll just look over the chats. You don't need the super chat. I'll look over the chat. Let's see. Let's go over to the let's see. All right. So someone said 21 minutes.
Oh.
Was it really? Let's get that confirmed. We got a 21 minutes. Did anybody else time it?
Yeah, just somebody turn on Netflix real quick and just go to the start and the finish of it. And
just timestamp it. Yeah, just timestamp it real quick, and I'll read it out. I'm really interested to see how long this segment went. Backstage interview: Dominik Mysterio interrupted by Xavier Woods attacking Penta with a chair. So clearly, this is going to continue with now Xavier Woods and hitting Penta with the chair. He had to have legit surgery on his head. So, yeah. YouTube says 21 minutes. Someone says 20 minutes. So, yeah. Wow. It's about 20 minutes. Yes, it was 21 minutes is what we're getting right now.
Yeah. And just bad, man.
That was a long segment, man. Yeah. What do you think about this? Xavier Woods and Penta. Looks like it's going to be a few.
Xavier Woods is hurt, right?
Yeah, he had surgery. He had open head surgery.
Why? So why is Xavier Woods on the show, but not Liv and Bianca.
He just had a lipoma removed. It wasn't serious.
Yeah, but Liv and Bianca are way past the bad part of their injuries.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, as far as having a presence, yeah, sure. I think the easy answer to that, the simple answer to that, Vince, is that they're saving them for their pop bank. I mean, that's their petty petty cash fund is what we were talking about last week, and that's what they're doing. They're saving Bianca for the pop. They're saving Liv for the pop. That's what we're going to do. They're not saving Xavier for the pop, so therefore they're going to have Xavier on the show. You know, Xavier's not going to have a pop. So
I got to show you
some research.
I'm going to show you something, Chris. Hold on. I'm pulling it off here.
Sounds like a plan. Let's see here. Let's see if we
I got a phone. Where'd you go, Chris? I hear you. All right, Chris, here. Let me share this with you.
All right, let's do it.
You get a kick out of this, Chris, because we need time anyway. Chris, can you please pull this up?
Absolutely. Can pull this up. All right. Let me take this off, do this.
I don't know if you know, but I am working security for the King of Pops.
Nice.
All right, Chris, there's me. I've got the King of Pops. He's ready to go out there. He's got the glove now. He's going to use a glove to point the finger.
Oh, very nice.
I got my King of Pop shirt, man. I'm making sure nobody F's with him, bro. And there it is. There it is. The King of Pops, man. There he is, ready to go out there, man.
Okay. You are the security guard, the bodyguard.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. There it is.
The King of Pops. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay,
right. King of Pops, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give
come on. We're not going to drag that out 15 minutes like the WWE, Chris. Come on.
Look, you hey, look, I'll bring that. You bring it back up for another.
That's okay. Yeah, that's
there you go. We got King of Pops here. We got Triple H. The King of Pops himself, moonwalking himself onto a Netflix stage, moonwalking himself into a press conference, giving himself superlatives, saying that it's the greatest, it's the best, it's record-breaking, chart-breaking, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, they're getting the cash because it's in the bank, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. There you go. It's in the bank. It's in the bank. All right, let's get to what's next. Backstage. Okay, yeah, the Grand Americano with a bunch of Americanos.
Have they even explained this?
No.
Have they explained why there's 3 Americanos? Like,
no. I don't get it. I don't get it, dude. Every single we get these random Americanos and they're looking at each other doing the whole. You know, what is it? The Batman gimmick where they're pointing at it. Wasn't that Batman that they were pointing at each other as 2 different types of, but they were mirroring each other? I thought it was a Batman. Yeah. SK Nation. What I thought it was a mirroring Batman. Spider-Man. The Spider-Man meme. That's what it was. Where they were just mirrored and pointing at each other. And so they kind of did that. Again, Vince, I always say, what's the payoff? What's the payoff? What's the payoff in this, Vince?
I have no idea, man. No idea.
I don't get it either, man.
I do have. If we got to eat some time, I got a great new clip.
All right, let's do it,
bro. We've heard Tony Khan give all these great speeches at AEW events when he comes out to the stage. You know, Dynamite. You know, and all that stuff.
Live on Dynamite. Live on Dynamite.
Yeah. Bro, I got a clip of where he gets it from.
Okay,
bro, this is Father Shad after the Jaguars won their first game. He's in the locker room. This is a great promo. Listen to Shad, bro. This is where Tony gets it from. Here we go.
This is what we envisioned in January, okay? Yes, sir. It's happening here in September. Gonna go on forever.
Forever.
Very nice. Chip off the old block. And meanwhile, I think they lost I think they lost already yesterday, I think.
Did they really?
I think so. I think they lost by a point yesterday, if I'm not.
Oh yeah. I haven't. I was following Monday Night Football and the AFC South. Yeah.
They lost by 4 points yesterday to the Bengals.
You know, the AFC South is usually one of the worst divisions in the entire.
Your Titans are already 0-2.
Oh, I broke up with the Titans.
I know
man.
you did. I know you said it right on this show. You declared
No
it.
more Titans. Yep. I'm done, man. I'm done. But yeah, so and I'm gonna reveal my new team tomorrow, actually, on PNP. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I got a t-shirt ready to rock and everything. All right, we got Lyra goes into Bailey's office backstage. And we have
and this is where they drop the ball already, because Lyra goes back in there, Bailey starts cutting the promo on her. Then she should have hugged her.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, it would have made so much sense.
This ain't gonna be good. This ain't gonna be good. Bless her heart.
That's why I said she should literally come out every single week with either the role model or Bailey or Hugger Bailey, man. That would I would pop for that, because it would make it interesting. Lyra's that would be a good way to take the Lyra Bailey and to add something to it, because Lyra every week she's like, okay, hold on. Like she's like, it could be like a role of Lyra going to the office, not knowing which one to expect. Peeks in, says, "Oh no, it's Hugger Bailey," and then she comes out, "What are you doing, you idiot?" Or role model Bailey, "What are you doing, you idiot?" and stuff like that. Even getting to the point of like trying to run for her, wanting to attack her. She's running, stuff like that is what you need to give us. Otherwise, if it's the same type of Lyra Bailey stuff, who cares?
And she is another one with the way over the top facials, man. Come on, you guys. Like, seriously, just watch regular television and see how actors and actresses act. Yeah. It's always so over the top, animated, cartoony. God, bro, remember the NWO? Mm-hmm. God, that was so over because it was so freaking real. It was dangerous. They were acting like themselves. Yep. The over the top stuff, bro. You either got to be edgy or you got to be campy. Like there's no in between. If we're gonna be a campy show, then if we're gonna be glow, then let's be glow. But you can't have campy and then try to have serious, and then, well, this act is campy, but this act is serious. God, bro.
Did you ever recall in your days in WWE or TNA suggesting someone to go to acting classes?
Bro, not really, because I was working with them all the time. And they would do pre-tapes over and over and over. Bro, we may spend an hour on one pre-tape. I mean, that's what we did. If I thought it was going to be horrible television, we were doing it again and again and again. And, bro, I'm talking about brawls. I'm talking about if they brawled for 5 minutes and somebody was doing the girly man punches, bro, I would say, guys, hate to break the news to you, man. We're doing this again. Those punches look like crap. And, bro, they didn't get hot because they don't want to look like crap. And they knew I was protecting them. That's so, we would spend sometimes an hour doing one vignette if we needed to.
Yeah. I've actually this before, but it's been a while since we've talked about it before. How many takes was Steiner Math?
1.
I thought you said 1 take. Yeah.
Yep.
What made you say cut? This is good.
Bro, I was in tears while he was cutting this. Like, and bro,
how was you able to contain yourself being behind the camera at that time?
And bro, that's the thing. It's like while he was cutting it, like he had no idea what he was saying or how good this was. Like, but you know why that was, bro? Because he was in the moment of the promo. He was in the moment. That Lyra, like, so overreacting at the end of that shot. Like, come on, man.
And Petey he did such a great job staying in character, man.
Yeah.
You can tell Raka Khan was trying to hold it in, man. She, for the most part, she did pretty good too with keeping in character. She did look at Steiner a couple times. Like, that was hilarious. Yeah, that's just. How was their reaction after the take? After you said, "All right, cut. This is good." What was the conversation?
I don't think he realized or understood people were going to be talking about this 20 years later.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think he got that at all because he's Scott, to him, he's just cutting a promo.
Yeah.
To us watching it from the outside, we're like,
it's a national treasure now. Man.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Because you know why, bro? Here's why. Here's a perfect example. Perfect example, Chris. When we see Lyra with the over the top, and we see, Seth and Becky, the clowns. Here's the difference. Nobody else could have cut that promo but Scott. Nobody else. Anybody else can give the over the top looks. Anybody else can be clowns. Anybody can do that. Nobody could have cut that promo.
Yeah, I mean, talk about turning lemon into lemonade, man. Like, because Steiner was known for fumbling on his promos during his WCW days. And so that was even a nuance that people remember just a few years before when he was cutting promos against Flair and Nash, Kevin Nash, like just cutting promos and fumbling all the time. And the very fact that blended so well with the Steiner Math promo, it made it so much him. Like, he made it his signature by fumbling on his promos, but turning it into gold, though.
And Chris, here is another thing, man. Again, people say I'm picking. No, bro, I did this. And the number one thing is to always protect the talent. You always want them to look like stars. You always want them to look good. Bro, Jey fumbled a couple of times during his I'm doing that as soon as he fumbles, cut. Do it again. As soon as he fumbles, you're doing that. Would have never made air. Why? Why is that making air, man?
Did you notice that Jimmy just went blank?
Yes.
He just went completely blank, and then Jey had to come in, and he fumbled after Jimmy went blank. And I'm like, ooh, man,
bro, you can't allow that to happen, bro. Even if I can't tell you, Chris. Even if somebody didn't fumble, I can't tell you how so many times, Chris. What happens is they cut the promo, then you got a monitor right there. You play it back so you can look at it. Okay. I can't tell you how many times, man, when the promo was done, before we even looked at the monitor, I would tell them, step back in there. You can do it better. You can do it better. And, bro, they never fought with me. They never argued with me because they understood I wanted their best. And that's what we used to do before we would even look at it. No, bro, you can do better. Get back in there. I don't know how they let this stuff go. I don't know.
That's why. That's already there, man. We got Judgment Day celebration, and then wasn't us talking about this, like what's next for Rusev or Sheamus, who wins? And I said a Rusev versus Dominik feud wouldn't make sense because both of them are heels.
Yeah.
And now Rusev goes up to Dominik and said that he wants the Intercontinental Championship, while Dominik is still trying to play heel. And Rusev is now a heel. The fans are booing Rusev throughout the entire time, but now they're chanting Rusev Day and Dirty Dom. I saw this segment. I said, if I was going into Raw tonight, I would have no clue in that segment who the babyface or the heel was.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
No clue. Then we get the main Bronson and Braun defeating Jimmy Uso and LA Knight. Then we get Jey making the save with the chair gimmick, attacking Jimmy, then LA Knight. teases a chair shot. They celebrate, and then LNI hits the BFT finisher on.
And it's just the total reverse from last week.
Yeah, and I thought it was weird because, why would they have Bronson and Braun beat Jimmy, and Jimmy gets the pin, and they're supposed, and him and Jey are supposed to have a tag match on Saturday, and Jimmy's eating the pin right before this advertised tag match? That didn't make sense to me. If they want Bronson and Braun to look big, LA Knight's not even he's not even on the show. So if there's anybody who should eat the pin that night for tonight, it should have been LA Knight in a controversial faction, however that is. But Jimmy being the one to eat the pin, and he was the one who said that he's willing to be the tag, partner, and Jimmy and Jey didn't want him to be the tag partner because they have a match, and he's eating a pin before their advertised match. That didn't make any sense to me of why they would do that. Why do you think they would have a tag match of this caliber right before the PLE?
I don't know, bro, and I don't know why would they go off with LA Knight laying out Jey with the chair when they're going to this. Bro, they don't care anymore. I swear to God, they must be so focused on delivering content. Mm-hmm. Okay, Raw is over. We delivered 2.5 hours. What's next? NXT. I mean, bro, that's really what they're concentrating on, delivering the content. Bro, I'm telling you, Chris, this content will never be good again. It will never be good again. It's going to be the pops. It's going to be bringing people back. I mean, that's what we're going to keep seeing. It's going to keep being matches. You're never going to get compelling content again because they're churning out too much. It's watered down, and they don't even have the time to make it compelling if they wanted to. They don't even have the time to do it.
I've mentioned that so many times as far as just how loaded they are with weekly content, man. It's hard to drag. It's hard to healthily stretch a story because you've got a show every few weeks now. You know what I mean? And so it has to feel different if you keep having the same matches. It's a difference between having a 1 to 2 month span to stretch a feud out. Now you've got shows every a few weeks, and so it makes it harder to feel fresh.
Yeah,
and so that's what we're seeing every week, man. Yep. So it's either different variations on Raw to this climax, and then we get a pop, or you're bringing someone from the Legends well. It's one of the two every single time with a lot of this content nowadays, and we see the Legends well. We see both with Wrestlepalooza. We see the AJ Lee pop, and we see the Brock Legends well. And so it seems like every time we see that.
And Chris, here's why nobody has a clue. I swear to God, and it seems like I always pick on them, and I probably do, but here's the reason why. We can clearly see they're pushing Sami Zayn. Clear as day, you're seeing it. He won the U.S. title. Trips is back there pointing to him. They're pushing Sami Zayn. Okay, so Chris, 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, Sami Zayn's wrestling Cena. Brock Lesnar comes out, F5 Sami Zayn, and just kicks him out of the ring. Mm-hmm. The following week, we have a interview with Sami Zayn right off the top of the show. Keep in mind, bro, he's one of their biggest baby faces. No mention whatsoever of what Brock did to him. Brock's in the building too. Brock already went out there. Brock already was in the ring.
Wow.
No Sammy, no mention of it. Bro, that's how you protect the baby face, Chris?
No, not at all, man. It makes him look like a wuss.
Exactly. You want to give Sami Zayn a set. You open up that show with him sitting in that garage, looking at that for that, and with a freaking bat. And bro, Brock Lesnar goes out to the ring, lays out R-Truth. Then they go to Sammy in the back. No mention, nothing.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's how we're gonna protect the babyface.
That's a terrible way to protect the babyface, because even if Brock overpowers him or Brock is intimidating, he's got an equalizer. He's got a pipe or a bat.
Right.
And that's the equalizer of the bunch. And that's the thing. Brock would be he would be less, willing to go to Sami Zayn if he has a pipe, ready to rock, ready to knock him out. If he comes to him, that protects him as a babyface. That protects him as the heir apparent of looking like he's going to win the Royal Rumble come, Royal Rumble season.
And even that, bro, his whole character is, even if he keeps going after Brock and Brock keeps dropping him, but this guy keeps going after him. I mean, that's the character I think they're trying to build with this guy. Not that you have Brock drop him and then he says nothing about it.
I mean, to your point, they did that with Gunther. He had a Rocky style, run with the Gunther, feud going into WrestleMania. He just kept fighting. And why couldn't he do that to Brock if Brock just drops him? I mean, if you're protecting a babyface at all, it makes him look like a punk if he's not addressing the dude who dropped him a week before. I mean,
absolutely, bro.
What adult does that? I mean,
that would have never happened. That would have never, ever happened back.
It absolutely would not happen at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to these questions. All right, thank y'all. We filling up these questions. That's good, man. We got Awesome Sauce $5. If the Saudis ask for Hogan and Andre, do they show Mania 3 and say it's live, or get two people from the PC and both dress and reenact Hogan and Andre?
I think they show Mania 3.
Very nice.
I think they show it and say, yeah, this is live. Saudis, here it is. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Vince, I do want to bring this up since we got some time. Do you sense, especially with Saudi Mania happening in 2027, do you sense Saudi inching closer and closer to buying the product as a whole?
No doubt, bro. It's going to happen, and Vince is going to be involved. I'm telling you, bro. Not only is it going to happen, I really believe this was the plan. I really, really believe, bro. Listen, we are seeing now TKO is all about money and the almighty dollar. They want to get rid of this debt that they have. They want to get rid of all that debt. But bro, nobody can pay the money for this company that the Saudis can. They gave them $250 million for WrestleMania, bro. $250 million. It is going to happen. We already got Royal Rumble there in 26, WrestleMania there in 27. Oh. It is going to happen.
And Vince, there's no better way of paying off a $3 billion debt than the selling this to the Saudis at this point.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Indeed. We have Traffic Jam, $2. Triple H is a figurehead of the WWE. Say no more. We got Deacon Frost, $2.49. Seth is unironically the best part of the tag feud.
What do you mean by unironically? What does that mean?
Ironically, not ironic. So
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have Catman 699. Hypothetically speaking, if you had to do a karaoke battle against Triple H and Sami Zayn, who would win? The song is Rocky Mountain High.
Oh, we kill them. You and I would slay them, Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, come
Rocky
on.
Mountain High.
High Colorado. Rocky Mountain High Colorado.
I got a voice changer too.
Very nice.
Yes, indeed.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Yes, indeed.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, indeed. we have Penguins 499. Can CM Punk at least catch Becky's arm? Don't hit her. Just catch the arm. Makes him look like a fool just standing there getting smacked. I don't get that, man. I don't get that. That's just why do they have him looking like a wuss getting smacked everywhere?
Especially when he's saying I would never hit a lady. Like that's the last thing from a lady that you'd see. Like, so that makes no freaking sense. At least say I would never hit a mother.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that at least.
Yes, absolutely. We have Super Omega 299. Nothing interesting at all, Raw. Turn TV off.
Yeah, and meanwhile, that first game was a barn burner. The NFL game went right to the end.
It did, absolutely. 1 point loss by the Titans against the Bucks. Indeed.
No, not that you said the Titans, the Texans.
The Texans against the Bucks. Yes. Yeah. Phil Penguins 999. Phil Rock is coming back on Cena's last day. And will tell Cena he sold his soul to him, and he tells him when he's done. And story Rock sent Brock after Cena went baby. In my opinion,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Rock is gonna get a lot of accolades from this movie. I don't think Rock's mind is gonna be on wrestling in the very near future. I just don't.
He's playing the UFC guy, right?
Yeah.
He's lost 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We have Penguins 499. Where was Brock? He was looking for Cena on SmackDown. Nowhere to be found tonight. Bad storytelling.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. Pittsburgh on Friday. You know, bro, Brock's there. He's in the opening segment. He's looking for Cena, and they never pay it off. They never. So why would you go there? Why would you go there and never pay it? They never pay it off.
It just goes to show that Brock doesn't watch WWE programming.
I guess
because Cena's been advertised to go to Springfield for weeks now. So people know Brock's like, I don't know, I don't watch WWE.
Yeah.
Which Triple H mentioned that he didn't watch the show. Wasn't he on an interview recently, and he said, I haven't watched it all.
Yeah.
Man, this is funny. It's like, hey, man, I'm as long as I get my yacht and my trip to Italy and Greece and everything else, because my pockets are fat right now.
Yeah,
I don't care about watching the product. It's all good, man. Let's see. We get Instagram $5. Becky Lynch was producing bangers while AJ Lee was at home washing CM Punk's trunks. Bangers, Vince? What do you think?
I don't know about bangers, but she was wrestling while April Lee was at home. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Ventitude 199. Fave part tonight was the 2 bronze promo packets. I saw a tiny bit of that. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, though, Ventitude. I mean, the best part on SmackDown was they did a great Cena Brock package. That was the best part of the SmackDown, far and away.
Nice. We got Super Omega 799 today. Bully Ray dares Tony Khan to put on a big AEW event show for the fans, any promotions to come together in the same week of Wrestle.
I agree with that 1,000%. And I hope Tony does do that. That's huge. I agree with that 1,000%.
You think he would?
I think so. They got plenty of time. They got plenty of notice and plenty of money up. Yeah, absolutely.
They got the money. That would be interesting to do a super show in Saudi if you were Tony. You know what I mean? I think because Mania is Saturday and Sunday, right? It's usually a 2-day event. Why don't Tony do a super show on a Friday?
No, where?
What's that?
Where?
In Saudi. WrestleMania.
No, they're talking about when WrestleMania is here, Chris. You know that WrestleMania weekend, everybody in the wrestling business depends on that weekend to make money. Yeah. The indie promotions have shows, the conventions, this, that, and the other thing. All that goes away this year. What they're suggesting is Tony books a show here, which I think would be a brilliant move.
Do you think they'll have the same? See, I think the issue with that, though, is people come from all around the globe for WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
And so a lot of indies capitalize on that by having shows. I've done media WrestleMania for several years. And so I I traveled to shows and did media interview wrestlers, and I saw just people coming from the globe and from the UK and from, all over. And it was just swamped because of WrestleMania weekend. AEW just seems so niche, though.
But Tony's got to promote that kind of a show, bro. He's got to promote that kind of a show, and he has plenty of time to do it.
During WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah, he's got to promote that kind of show where those people are not going to go to Saudi, but they will come to that show. That's the way he's got to promote it. It's got to be very similar to the first All In. Very, very similar to that,
Yeah, but I think the mystique was there for the All In, at the very beginning. I think the mystique is long gone.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't have that type of effect to it. That's interesting. I think that's an interesting concept that I would like to see flesh out more, come that time.
Yeah.
We have West $5, Booker versus Jared in the 49ers match was gold. When Booker pulls out the Hall picture, might be the best face reaction in wrestling history.
God, I don't remember that, Wes. I'd have to go back and watch that. I don't remember that.
I thought that Booker T, if I'm not mistaken, Wes, didn't Booker T win? There was a lot of props, and didn't he win the title on a poll? If I'm not mistaken, I know that Booker and Jeff had a pole match, and Booker won the world title, I think, in WCW. So I could be off as far as if that was that match, but I do remember them having a match. I'm not sure though. We got Slacker Scott $5. Dr. Chris, I don't think Bailey is doing multiple personalities. WWE writers think that this is what bipolar is. That is definitely not what bipolar is.
Yeah.
Bipolar is a mood disorder. It's not a multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
Got Danimal 499. 30 years ago around now, WCW Nitro debuted. What was your most memorable moment of WCW Nitro, Doctor and Vince? Ooh, most memorable moment. I would say the most memorable moment was the invasion, the DX invasion. That's the first thing that pops up in my mind when I think of Nitro.
Yeah, but that was on WWE, wasn't it? The DX invasion.
Oh, that was on, yeah. Nitro didn't show. Oh, yeah, that's right, because Bischoff said that he came up with the idea. He caused the gate to be shut down, but in hindsight, he wished he would have kept it up and aired it. So that would have been interesting if that was the case. As far as, Nitro is concerned, no, because that was the Hogan term was on Bash at the Beach.
Yeah.
I remember what stands out to me about Nitro was Sting hanging in the rafters for a year. I thought that was interesting. And every time Sting would come down the rafters, when his name was mentioned, I remember one time when Hacksaw Duggan, like he had this thing where he was quiet, but anytime people mentioned his name, he would come down and he would get him in the Scorpion Death Drop. And I remember Duggan just randomly mentioned his name on promo, and he got the business from Sting, man. And so that stuck out to me as far as just the Sting rafters era was pretty cool to me. What about you?
Man, I think Luger showing up at the Mall of America, I think that's like the most memorable thing on Nitro. I really do.
That's cool. We have Vince 199. When Dom turns face, JT said it best. Dirty pop. Dom turning face means what in the grander scheme of things?
I don't know.
What does that even look like as far as Dom turning face? Is it against Finn? Is Finn driving him out this Judgment Day? He still has beef against Ray. How does he settle that as when he turns babyface? How does this even happen? It just seemed like you have to make this make sense instead of just doing just a random babyface turn. But like we said, because they're so put together and they don't have time to breathe, I can see just a random babyface turn. We have Panhead 24.99. Seth shouldn't have stopped Lee. Randy would have RKO'd her for the slap.
Yeah, I don't think you could. I don't think you could have had that Panhead going into Saturday. You know what I mean? Because she shouldn't have been able to compete.
That's
if
true.
You did that to her.
True.
You know what I mean?
Good point. We have Chocolate Jam $2.
They're clowns.
They're clowns.
They're absolute clowns. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're not trying to get heat. They're not trying to get heat. I could tell you that.
We have the Troop Stand, $5. I hear that AJ Lee signed a full-time deal. I hope to God she gets better real soon, or else this comeback of hers is going to be a disaster. What's your take on AJ Lee? How would you grade AJ Lee's comeback so far?
Bro, I think it's going to be what Nikki Bella's comeback is. I think it's going to be the same. Guys, they're not putting focus on anything or anybody. That's the problem. There's no focus on anything. You want to get somebody over, you've got to put a focus on them. There's no focus on anybody. Anybody.
No. Nikki wasn't even on the show today, was she?
No.
Oh. We got Zubair at $10. Do you think Vince McMahon regretted favoring Stephanie over Shane, especially with now it's clear Triple H and Steph voted against Vince to return leading, which is why WWE is no longer a family business? What do you think, Vince?
I think he's probably really, really, really disappointed in his daughter, and I bet you he blames it all on her husband. And, Shane and his father look to be rebuilding a relationship. Shane was at the birthday party. Shane was at the Super Bowl with them. Shane has mentioned Pops in a couple of interviews. So it looks like, they are trying to patch up that bridge where I don't think there is any communication whatsoever at all between Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H.
I heard Stephanie was at the party. I heard Teddy Long said she was at the party. Teddy Long was there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I heard she was there. So we'll get that confirmed, but I heard she was there. Let's see here. We have Zubair, $2. Do you think Shane would have been a great owner for WWE?
I don't know about great. I think he would have been good. I mean, he was liked by everybody. He had a good sense of business. I don't think he could have ever been the dick his dad was. And sometimes in wrestling, you need to be that way, so he, his only flaw could have been that he was too nice.
Fan Sports, $2. Should Tony have a convention called WrestleCon?
Oh, I love
Very
that.
Nice.
Very
That's
nice.
Very nice. I like it. Should do that every single year now. WrestleCon, just like that. Live on Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. We got Zubair, $5. Thoughts on Smarks angry about Saudi getting WrestleMania 43? Personally, no big deal. Do you think their anger is dumb and kind of prejudiced? I think he meant to say prejudice to the fans there. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I don't think their anger is dumb, but they're not going to do anything about it. They're going to continue to support the WWE. Hey, man, I'm a baseball fan. And all of a sudden, if the World Series is in another country, I kind of got a problem with that. That's an American thing. WrestleMania was an American thing, an American staple. Yeah. I don't think WrestleMania would have ever been over at Saudi if Vince was still running the company. I mean, he would have done other shows there. I don't think he would have done WrestleMania there. But they can, complain and moan and groan all they want. They're still going to support the company.
They will. Yep. Hayes, $2. The 49ers match, they broke boxes in 4 corners. Yeah, And I think the boxes were on a pole, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah.
Zubair, $5. You agree Eurosmarks mad Saudi getting WrestleMania before them because they can't do Smarky chants, plus their Smark delights overshadow for legends. That has been a talk of recent of people being upset that they feel like the first foreign or international WrestleMania should have been in the UK because it seemed like that was promised for so long.
Let the UK fork over $250 million.
There you go.
And they'll have it. It's theirs.
Exactly. Yep. Venetsu 199. Make LA heel. Give him open mic. Might make magic. I don't know, man. I think he's it's hard to make someone a heel if they got a catchphrase and some merch. You know what I mean? And so if he was heel, he would still say yeah, and the fans would still chant yeah, because the whole point of the fans is what made LA Knight babyface, because he was a heel, and fans started liking him because he was good on. He's a really good promo, I would say, and he started chanting yeah, and so I don't think that. I think you'll put yourself right in the same position as when the fans made him babyface in the first place. West $5. Yes, $4 on the polls. Booker won the match when Beetlejuice took out Jared and Booker got the belt. Do you like working with stern characters, Vince?
Oh, I loved it. I'll never forget, man, because Jeff had to lay out Beetlejuice in the back.
I remember that shot.
Guitar. And keep in mind, guys, like it was live.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff was just scared to death Beetlejuice was not going to sell it.
Really?
He was scared to death. But I got to tell you, Beetle took that.
He did
like
good.
He was shot, bro.
Yeah.
He did not move. I loved working with those guys because it was fascinating. It was
cool. Nice. Shout out to the super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all were able to stretch us to the time limit, man.
I'm going to give them a pep talk for all the super chats. Hold on, guys. Here we go.
This is what we envisioned in January, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's happening here in September. Gonna go on forever.
I love that.
Forever.
Forever. The next week they lose.
Yes. Very nice. Vince, let them know about this brand, my man.
Yes, guys, please, man. If you've never been a member of Russo's brand, you can get a free week to sample us. Just go to patreon.com/Russo TWC.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And if you join the brand, you will have great content forever. Listen to this. Follow me at Chris Prolific. I'll be talking about the Mark Shapiro call as far as tickets and stuff like that. I'll be psychoanalyzing that. Thank y'all so much for your support last week. 700 episodes, Vince, that I had on the Pancakes and Power.
That's crazy. Good for you, man. That's insane. That's insane, man.
Thank y'all so much for y'all continued support. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This is The Legion of Raw. Have a good night, buddy. Solo.